Hello and welcome, esports fans. We are here with another week, the last week of this stage for the Owlet Community Tournament. I am FBI Tugboat. Casting with me today is Ethereal. Ethereal, how are you doing today, sir?
Why, I'm doing fine this night, Tugboat. How about yourself?
Doing great. I'm back with the Owlet. Can't complain. No complaints here. Especially not for tonight with this match between the Megs and the Power Naps. So this is going to be the Megs second seed taking on the Power Naps down in ninth. You want to talk to me a little bit about these teams? Tell me a little bit about the players, maybe? A little bit more about the teams.
So I'm looking for big things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for some big things from the Power Naps tonight, as they are the 9-seeded team, but I always like a good underdog story.
It always makes for a best cast and best games, right? Little up and down, you know, it makes for interesting stuff. I feel like we could talk all day about, a big competition that's being played tomorrow in the National Football League. But this is Overwatch. We'll talk about this one here. Talk to me, say, about the main supports, the main tanks of the Power Nats team.
Well, not 100% sure what's going on right now. Let's see if as they're swapping the rosters around a little bit in the lobby. But I myself am actually a support player, so yes, I will be really paying attention to what comps they're running.
Yeah,
But to give a little insight.
Yeah, I'm a support player myself. Little Lucio action. I think we were talking mid lob or earlier in lobby. You mostly play the Ana and the Zen, right? The more high skill tier of the healers. I think most of us can say.
Yeah, they're a little more little steeper
Well,
learning curve to learn them.
mechanical, yeah, mechanically,
Mechanically.
just harder to hit the shots. A lot of timing, especially with transes and nano boosts and healing grenades and galore. Everything, especially with Ana, everything is timed, right? Even her shots, except for her hit scan shots when she's zoomed in, everything is timed. Everything she does is has at least a slight delay.
Definitely. And also would be paying attention to Ping Central, the Power Naps Zarya player, who was also born on a leap day, which is quite interesting.
Born on a leap day. So born on February 29th day on the leap year that comes around every 4 years. I'm not crazy. I'm not going crazy yet.
4 years. What do they do with that? Like, how do they count your birthdays?
I
Just like 4 years old.
One would assume that it is counted somewhere between the 28th and the 1st, and they just kind of celebrate on the 1st on their years. I can't imagine there's any kind of legal saying that they're if they're 16 years old and they've only had 4 birthdays, then they're 4.
I mean, I prefer that.
Be interesting. But I mean, then again, Ethereal, time is a man-made construction, only meant to meant to imprison ourselves in our own ideas, man.
Time is just perception.
Exactly. So we're going to get it started here in just a second, but we do have a few tryouts as well as another match going on. I'll talk about the other match. If you want to talk about the other tryouts on the other channel, the Hotu_Z Twitch channel, that is between Nevermore Academy and Boosted BT Dubs. Another majors going on right now.
Boosted BT Dubs, I believe, is number 1 in the Owlet tournament right now.
Number one. Any idea what Nevermore is? Do you know what Nevermore is?
Undefeated. Nothing about them, but I did play against Boosted the other day, and they're a very strong team. They are actually undefeated currently, and yeah, they're quite a well-rounded team. Great DPS players.
So one might say that they are not boosted because everybody on the team is really good, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. I would agree with that one.
Word.
100%.
Anybody on that? Anybody here on the Megs that you're looking at in particular? I believe Riley does play a support player as well. Both these casters prefer to main. Not 100% sure which support though.
Give me a second. Riley plays support?
Believe so. I've seen all names around. I get names mixed up all the time. Of course,
Riley is all over the place.
Riley, yeah. It's a common name, maybe. I'm not 100% sure.
They play a lot of Ashe, and then last season they played a lot of Rhine. So I expect maybe they have quite a wide hero pool, actually.
Yeah, I might have gotten it wrong there. Like I said, names come and go, I guess. I guess Riley is a little bit of a commoner one. But there's a lot of people just in Owlet, right? I'd be interested to know exactly how many people have played in like an Owlet tournament in, say, the past 6 months.
Yeah, I'd say it'd be a substantial amount, honestly. There's a lot of people that come through, a lot of great players that come passing through, leave their mark.
Seriously. I mean, and with multiple games per night, you're probably looking at it somewhere towards the hundreds. But we'll kind of see. Again, Meg's playing a little bit farther down, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything because but both of these teams are pretty evenly matched. between. On Oasis first, best of 4. We'll see how this goes, Ethereal.
A King of the Hill map. I was reading a statistic that the first team to cap the point is usually going to be the one to win it. You get that little bit of extra percentage on the point, so you're looking for that in the match. It's going to be an interesting rollout for what we see on each map. Dive would be the preferable comp to run, as you can take control of the high ground, which is quite substantial on 2 of these 3 maps.
Yeah, I mean, what the you know, I always get it again. I get names mixed up here, Ethereal. The one that has the middle part, I think that's the library. No, it's not library. Anyway, university. There you go. Producers, thank you there. SilentMarine producing away, making our job so much easier. Appreciate that all day long. But that just makes for such great Winston play, and like you said, just makes dives so much more powerful.
I love seeing dive. I know it's been out of meta for quite a while, but I always enjoy seeing dive being ran. Like to see people pulling out the tracer.
Yeah. So, I mean, even though, yeah, I mean, like you said, it makes me almost reminiscent for, you know, like Season 8, Season 9. Now, obviously, there's a different meta. There's capitalizing, and people always do complain about metas, but I would love to see it
no one's
here.
ever happy.
Yeah, there you go. There's the the scourge of Blizzard and every other game developer to you know, constantly chase that trying to make everybody happy. Certain failure. So coming on in here, one of these maps that does have the vertical positioning, a little high ground action. Like Ethereal said, I think that this one is going to have some teams finding value there.
I'm interested in seeing what we see here. All right, so it looks like we're going to be rolling out on Pharah Mercy on both teams with a Rhine and a Zarya to back it up. And it looks like... Yeah, it looks like we'll be seeing a Reaper getting pulled out. And that Reaper's recent buffs has made him quite strong with the 50% lifesteal up from 30. Not sure what Blizzard was thinking there. Could have hit the 40 mark from 30, but there's like, nope. Let's just bump it up to 50.
Well, you know, I saw something online. Basically, it was along the reasoning that, you know, other DPSs you really have to pay attention to, right? You don't pay attention to a tracer in your background, so you gotta pay the price. They just want to make Reaper a little bit more like that. And of course, that wasn't a statement by Blizzard or whatever, but let's talk a little more about this game. As ACB does move on down here, we see a little bit of positioning around by these two Reinhardts. Fancy is getting a little bit low, but ACB does have that backup, so winning that Reinhardt battle there as Fancy does fall. LT Dodge now deleted, Magic Cat as well, but this is gonna see the team of the Megs fighting a little bit through here with the res coming on in. Power Naps now up to full 6 and taking first point.
Well, I think it's going to be an issue that neither team does have a direct counter for the Pharah Mercy, so you're going to have to win that ground battle first before the Pharah can get off enough damage, but it looks like the Power Naps came out on top in that one.
Yeah, so we see the triple support, the little 3-2-1 coming out by the Megs. More of a traditional 2-2, but the two healers are main healers. Anna and Mercy coming in out here from the Power Naps. See how this works. Pink Central is going to fall first. Ginjo is
in the direct.
Yeah, well done. Rich Hobo feels the fire on that one. Little direct on shots coming on in here as Fancy does fall again here. Actually, these teams will be fighting a little bit more even here, Ethereal.
And it seems the Power Naps might be able to pull out of this one, with just the Pharah and the Zarya left for the Megs.
Oh, we see Lord and LT Dodge over here doing a little battle back and forth. LT Dodge almost took that one efficiently, though. 50% now as Magic Cat does fall. This Megs team just needs to regroup. Come on in here with 6.
This appears to be one-sided so far. I think the Power Naps are showing themselves to be quite the competitors so far.
Yeah, the third healer, I mean, you know, Riley on the Lucio, Cat over on the Mercy pretty much guarantees that one of the healers is, you know, not going to put out damage, right? Mercy's going to be boosting for sure, but not going to be getting damage. I think we see that.
Yeah, definitely.
Lord falling Riley down. So yeah, talk to me about these healers, like the choice to run 3.
I think it's an odd choice. I believe that they want to win the ground fight first. When you're running this 3-2-1 with the Lucio, the idea is a speed boost onto the team and win the ground fight first. But with a Pharah Mercy in the sky, that's kind of defeating that idea, as you're committing a lot of resources to the sky.
Oh, anti-grab there against the Death Blossom. Rich Hobo pulls his.
The barrage is coming out left and right.
Yeah, I love it here. Lots of damage down. Is gonna fuck. Excuse me. Is not gonna find a whole lot here after these things do what they are supposed to do. Big res coming on in here as Cat does fall for the other side. Looks like this one's going the way of the power naps.
That was quite the show put on by the power naps right there. I'm expecting big things.
And yet again, and again, you know, just reporting the statistics here. Power naps are 9th so far in the seeding. Megs are 2nd. So we might just see a little bit, you know, maybe just these teams need to warm up a little bit. But maybe this is a precursor of what's to come.
All right, let's see what we're going to roll out on this map. So both teams are going to be swapping off the Far Mercy, with the Megs looking like they're going to be running Zen Goats, and Power Naps are going to be opting for the 3-2, no, just 2-2-2.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty typical Goats comp with the Zen over here with the Megs. I like the idea to abandon the Pharmacy here.
The idea with the Zen Goats is get your discords on the enemy Rhine, but you're going to have to be saving your bubbles if you're the Power Naps to cleanse the discord.
Yeah, Magic Cat is really going to have to time these well, get that on off there, make sure that it doesn't come back on, shields are up. We're seeing a lot of brawling going on to point here as Rich Hope is forced to come on back here. There's lots of damage coming on to ACB, little charge action. That's not going to be enough. He's actually sectioned off, and here comes the Diva and more. Falling is ACB and LT dodge as we see the Megs winning with this Goats comp so far here on Oasis Library.
One thing you want to look at in the kill feed is how Zenyatta is on each kill as an assist. Those discords are really powerful.
Yep. As we, spoken and shall appear. Here's the Pharmacy combination coming on out here from the Power Naps.
I think that's an interesting pick. Quite an interesting one.
They just really
we'll
need
just
to
have to see how it pans out.
I think they really just need to get the fair in the main part, right? Like in the open area, that's really what they need. Oh, Sound Barrier, there's a Shatter. Shatter mostly blocked off by ACB, getting a lot of damage on in, following it with his own. He gets multiple. Zenyatta ultimate comes out, but not soon enough for Fancy as the self-destruct over the side, mostly used for a remake here as Riley finds a headshot of his own. Pink Central falling there towards the end. This is Stagger Central for Power Naps.
Wow, that was a lot of ults. So as you see from the Megs, they currently don't have anything right now in the banks, as they will come back with a Grav and a Barrage, and they are both at 70% for the Reaper and Moira ult. So I think you'll be seeing those come out.
Cat pulling the Transcendence really was 100% needed, but like you said, they're not going to have it here. That Grav is something we're going to see very soon, Ethereal. Here it comes.
Wow, there we go.
And it's damage boosted. Not going to be enough, though. Riley getting headshots with the assistance of that Discord Orb, as Ethereal said, call it. Getting that res up here, not able to get away. Gotcha. So, Ethereal, talk to us a little bit about here. You gotta fix a little problem with the old mic, okay?
Well, it looks like the Megs are taking quite an aggression. They're pushing into the spawn, but now they have to pull back the point, and here comes the Diva Bomb out. And it's going to find the Mercy. And Death Blossom gets shut down. There's ults flying out left and right here. But it appears that the Megs are going to be pulling out ahead in this one. And now it's just clean up. Wow, both maps. So the first map seemed to be quite one-sided for the Power Naps. And on this one, the Megs are just... they dominated.
Yep, back on
It's
here.
an interesting matchup.
Yeah, right, 100-0 both times. Again, maybe just a little bit of warm-up. The Pharmacy coming out might have been a little bit late, but we saw how effective it was.
So obviously this is quite a strong Pharah map. Let's see if so they will be sticking with the Pharah Mercy, but they're going to have an Ana. So it looks like they might be trying to farm for either Nano Barrage or Nano Blade.
Blade, yeah, I can see that.
And we will be swapping off the Dive on their side, and it seems that the Megs will want to be sticking to Zen Goats.
So Pharmacy combination up top, little dive action down bottom. I can see this working. It's just going to really take a lot of coordination from the side of the Power Naps. Megs going tried and true goats.
The only issue with the Power Naps comp right now is they have no defensive ults.
Very true. Yeah, the two main supports does guarantee that one. Yeah, Ping Central with the Valkyrie could be, it can be said to be used offensive, defensively. We'll see how they use it. A point there coming out from the pound. 5 seconds. Shots coming down. Riley feeling the brunt of that so far. Is able to position around this middle part, get on around it, get that healing back up. The rest of the team is pretty good.
The Megs are doing a great job around playing the main pillar in the middle of the point. That's a great idea for against the Pharah. Natural cover.
Natural cover. Ooh, big charge here. Fancy Bunny starting this one out with some fire after a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of ult charge coming in. ACB does get the res up here, so we're going to see two teams fighting 5-2-4 and multiple falling. Ping Central gonna fall there a little bit late, not able to get away from the best. And ACB down, that's going to spell a take for the Megs. This Goat Comp's rolling, Ethereal.
The Megs have just used Rally, but since the recent Brig nerfs, Rally is only up for 30 seconds until it begins to decay. But the Power Nap's going to be coming back with quite a few ultimates, while the Megs do have Diva Bomb, but they do have Sound Barrier, but we're just going to have to see how they use it.
Yeah, ultimates on both sides here, but not really a whole lot of offensive except for that self-destruct. But Koyaza falling first is not going to spell great.
They're going to need to regroup.
That main, oh, sorry about that. Ping Central switching on over to Zenyatta. They really just have to wait for that. They do have Banana Boost and
Let's group up here. Hello.
Ping Central coming out here and farming that trans quite quickly. He is already up to almost 50%, even though he had just switched.
Yeah, literally just got that out there, that Discord orb.
Here comes a Nano Blade, and here comes a trans.
You can't answering in kind here, making sure ACB is
nothing with a Nano Blade.
No heals there, while the Nano Blade was trying to get something there. 300 heals per second is a lot. That's going to be the first team kill of the night, going up against the Power Naps.
It looks like the Megs are going to be ahead in this next fight, as the only thing they're going to be really able to roll out with on the Power Nap side is that Barrage. But into Sound Barrier, we're just going to have to see how that one pans out.
Riley can definitely land it. We've seen, like we said earlier, we've seen this player play lots of different characters. So far, playing Lucio has been just really, really good. Oh, an ACB balls. We're looking at one fight territory as the second team kill of the night, and there's the bell.
And the Megs are proving to be quite the competitor. They seem to be pulling out ahead in these fights. They're dominant so far. They're rolling, switching to the ball for Stall.
Ball for Stall indeed. LT Doge trying to get back around here. 97-98.
Getting pinned, and he got obliterated.
Shattered down. Not able to touch.
My goodness.
Oasis goes the side of the Megs. These casters are excited.
I gotta say, the Megs, they looked a little shaky coming out in that first round, but afterwards, they absolutely dominated. The Power Naps are going to have to think about what they need to do when they go pull out next time.
Yeah, when in doubt, goats it out, am I right?
Goats.
Oh,
man.
ACB. Yeah, just a tiny bit out of position, got really, really punished for there. As the second team kill right after next.
That was quite an interesting map. Let's see what they're going to be pulling up next.
Yeah. I believe this is a best of 4. These teams are going to be selecting map. Coming on in here next. So we saw a lot of switches, right? A lot of switches between Pharmacy. Anna was played almost consistently all the way throughout. I know you were happy about that.
Yes.
Interesting stuff.
Both teams seem to like to run a lot of Pharah, especially the Power Naps. So we'll see what they're going to do for Watchpoint Gibraltar, as that is our next map.
Now, talking about maps with vertical positioning,
the blue box.
Here. Yeah, right.
So the blue box on this point is so crucial if you're running a dive comp, and the reason why a lot of teams hold that as the best position for coming out the gates is because if you're on dive tanks, you can get to any point that you need to get to without using your cooldowns on, say, Winston or Diva, and that is crucial for getting out of fights when you need to. So that's why blue box is very important.
Yeah. And then of course is the what was a good name for that? Container carrier.
I'm talking about the spaceship. That thing.
Right up top. I mean, and it's also Sniper Central right there, right?
Exactly.
Where Widowmaker sits back in that back left corner, right when defending team comes out. That's one of the longest sight lines in Overwatch. And that's looking down right when payload comes under the first little bridge part. and then back, on top where the rest of the team is hanging out. If we see any Widowmaker play here, I would not be too surprised.
I would really like to see some Widowmaker being pulled out here. Maybe some double sniper. I'd love to see that bring the brought back.
Wouldn't be
Hanzo Widow.
It. Yeah, and hey, we're actually in 3 sniper territory now with the addition of Ash. I know there was a question about whether or not McCree was a sniper. I think that has been put to rest. The 3rd sniper is in Overwatch. It is Ash, and players who, there's been plenty enough time to get really good with her, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And something that's really interesting to see is when you bring out that Mercy pocket for the Ash, hitting those dynamite shots, damage boosted, it will build you Bob like no one's business.
Seriously. And of course, that is a skill shot in of itself, not a super easy task, But the positioning of that, and I like the dynamic of the timing there, right? Like there's, you're talking about Zen, charge up orbs, stuff like that. Like very bare timing where it really, really matters when, the clutch point, right? The release of the barrage, the shooting of the dynamite while it's in, it's in midair and it's not being blocked off by the Reinhardt yet. That's stuff that can really, like you said, add up to ultimates, add up damage, and really just result in picks. That's what Overwatch is about.
And even if you aren't building Bob off of that, one thing that it can bait out is Zarya Bubbles to cleanse the burning from the dynamite, which is like, Zarya Bubbles can win and lose fights.
100% true, right? Yeah, because the projected one is on, the self one is on a 10-second cooldown, projected is on 8, and that does take everything off. Very interesting dynamic. I don't think there's anything else in Overwatch aside from popping ultimates to remove stuff like antis,
Exactly.
Other things like that. And with such a long cooldown, mismanagement of that can and definitely has before resulted in team fights switching over to, against the Zarya that did not have the clutch timing. We saw some clutch Zarya plays here. Not saying any of these Zaryas would be doing that, but it is very, very crucial, as Ethereal was pointing out.
Alrighty, here, let's see what we're going to get started off with. I don't think we'll be seeing goats from either team on this map since there is too much high ground to be accounted for. I think we might see some dive. But I could be proven wrong.
A little dive action, not against it. We saw, we saw Power Naps opting for the Pharmacy up top, dive down bottom. I would be surprised if we saw Pharmacy on first point, but dive and a little bit edited, maybe throw in a Tracer for the Pharah, an Ana for the Mercy.
Yeah, the issue with those comps is that with running the Pharah with those comps is you're committing 2 people to 1 person's job, so your tanks and people on the ground need to really manage their health quite well and use a lot of natural cover. As if they take too much damage, you're not going to be able to pump the heals out.
Speaking of shallow beer here, Ethereal, looks like we got not 1, but 2 Widowmakers.
Let's see some Widow duels here.
And Gino Saji giving us what we want, giving the people what they want.
Exactly, like a man of the people. It's going to be really important that both teams are keeping an eye out for the Widows and calling out where they are to their Widow.
I can imagine that Central Yana is really going to be, obviously, is the word they're looking at for that.
Oh, it's him? I thought it was me. Alright, we have both teams diving up here, and then they're looking to take control of Blue Box already, while Pink Central is pushing the cart currently. LC Dodge has already taken a body shot.
Yeah, we see these 2 tanks up top here. Fancy Bunny trying to get that Tesla cannon shots. Just tracking around. But we see, attack now. Power Naps. Ooh, LT Doge taking the first one out here. A little assistance of that Mercy damage boost. But payload is a rolling. Coming on down here. This is usually a much higher contested point of payload progression. CB falling a little bit late here. But as does Fancy Button, these 2 teams will be fighting a relatively even. Oh no! Koyasu gets interrupted in the res. Not gonna have that main tank up yet.
It seems Power Naps have to push through the first point without much contest.
Yeah, you can say that one again. We saw LT Doge just popping heads left and right, sending a couple of people back to spawn here. But really, there was not a whole lot of contest here. 5 minutes, 20 seconds is a long time clock.
And they're already looking to take control of the high ground. Now, LT Doge finding a pick.
Look at that one. You love to see it, right? The headshot, the mercy damage boost, and the Discord order of on
Gotta make sure. Gotta make sure they're dead.
Heroes never die.
Gino's really not had a whole lot of scope time himself. Big head, I think these guys are really giving the people what they want. LT Doge, just the LT Doge.
And you see both Diva Bombs come out.
Going, self-destruct! Koyaza actually taken out there by a well-placed punch. This offense looks like it's me playing off the back foot and having reset the first time in this match on the water point so far.
The Megs pushing in for those staggers. All right, so we're gonna be seeing sights and a blade coming up for the Megs, while the Power Naps are coming up close for that trans, but they do have Primal and Tracer Bomb.
Yeah, LT Doge has those rolls coming down. They're now opting to push these two dive tanks up top, trying to stay on top of the ship, and LT Doge wins the sniper fight again. Simpsons down bottom here as Richova does follow the well-placed headshot magic. Fighting one there, we got an angry, fancy bunny down bottom punching everybody. Pinky Central just getting battered around here. Does have that mercy pocket exactly where
Let's see if the trans comes out.
Fancy buddy getting barely back. Now this Diva's chance to come on back here and get the healing that she...
You have the Valk coming out.
Yeah, Koyaza on the Valk.
Power Naps.
And a little aggressive push here.
Both Diva Bombs again! Oh my goodness!
Same time, LT Doge taken out there, and I think
Unison.
that might have been his first death of the game. Lordo Clovis with the good aim and positioning.
Yeah, the trans coming out from the Power Naps, and here comes Blade.
Here comes
Blade.
Magic Cat.
Gotta be ult tracking on Zenyatta. You gotta be ult tracking on Zen.
Yep, that Zenyatta ultimate only had about 2 seconds, and he used that just for his animation. Excuse me, Magic Cat finding all the value in the world there after the support ultimate fell. And I can't really put that too much on Ping. I think he really needed to pull it to make sure that team fight even stayed alive.
The issue with that is, you know the Genji does have Blade, so you need to hold on to it until then. That is a winning factor for the Megs in that fight. And using your trans aggressively like that as an offensive trans, that might have just lost them that one.
No, a very good point, almost like a philosophical question, right? Like, do I pull it now and save one person?
Exactly.
Save it for later and save the whole team, man. Ooh, Gino now coming on out here, fighting two big ones. Mercy over the top, not able to get up that res. Two down here now. We're going to see the offense coming on back here, being charged about 15, maybe 30 seconds here if we see some more staggers for those mistakes.
And the Megs are doing a great job of holding high ground. I think the issue for the Power Naps is that their tanks are diving in and they're looking to duel the other tanks in a dive comp, which is not the correct way. So the way you want to do it, say the enemy tanks were to dive you first and it's a dive. Well, you need to fight the tanks then. But if you're committing to dive, you need to get on the back lines. Fighting the tanks like that is not really getting much progress.
I can understand. Again, kind of a philosophical difference almost, but it is no question that, you know, Winston's are supposed to go on the soft supports, right? And like, there's not a whole lot that Tesla can do against, you know, big tank or health. You know, it's just not.
And here comes a Diva Bomb out from the Megs. Oh, from Power Naps. Doesn't find anything.
Fancy Buddy finding a good one there. That's going to be a lot of the damage now needed for the side of the Power Naps, but they, Megs deciding to invest. The sound barrier here, Trash Panda pushing all the way in here. I think they're trying to find a couple staggers.
Not 100% sure on why that sound barrier came out there. It seems like they had already won the fight.
1 minute left. They might feel some negative effects from that decision.
Well, they do have Primal up, so their monkey will have no problem surviving this fight. And they have Blade up. But there are 6 ultimates on the side of the Power Naps. Let's see if they use them.
That's what they're looking for. 45 seconds, and I guarantee that's going to come.
Koyaza already getting picked.
First, though, they do have the trans self-destruct coming down bottom, but Ping, they've taken out as the self-destruct finds a solid one. Wikitrix finding the Lucio for the other team. These fight, yeah, we're going to see.
They need to die quick for a recontest. This fight is already over. They can have another fight, but it seems that their monkey is fully committing.
Yeah, committed indeed, and now here's the Blade. Magic Cat is back, and he is hacking and slashing. 20 seconds to go here. It's only going to be Wiki Tricks on point, and now they're looking at 15 seconds. That is not a good time, Big Ethereal.
Not at all. I don't think they have another fight. They need to recontest now. They needed to die quick last fight so they could have another one, but it seems they staggered themselves. They're going to be swapping off to the Rhine to try to brawl their way on a point, but I don't think anyone can touch. Here comes the Tracer.
There, Rich Hobo.
They're on to come on with the Trans.
Down in. Trans coming down, but it's not going to be in time. Rich Hobo is a little anti-grenade does fall there. Big charge on Gino, excuse me. Actually, a couple people falling. ACB, LT Doge, self-destruct. Toyoza feels the burn.
Both supports are down.
Antied. That's going to be the end of this one. Wiki Tricks just going to be falling in just a couple seconds. Rich Hobo will be there to contest, but I don't see this one lasting.
And he recalled. Oh, he's recontest.
It was a good
They
one.
did their best.
It was a good one. Trash Panda does get the hit off there at the end, but yeah, I mean, you got 5 people looking at you. There's only so much you can do.
One thing the Megs are doing a great job of is they're securing a kill on that Mercy at the beginning of almost every team fight out of Koyaza. She's getting picked off almost every fight. She needs to do a better job of using her surroundings and natural cover.
Yeah,
That
I
is
think the
huge.
fact that they had the other support was the Zenyatta, I believe. Yeah, was ping over on the Zenyatta for a while. It's hard to keep up multiple tanks at once, right? I mean, the Zenyatta orb's only 30 per second until you hit that Trans. Yeah, you have a good point. Also, we did see Juno, I believe, finding a nasty headshot in the middle of a Valkyrie. Second point on top of ship. But I mean, these teams are very competitive. We've seen a lot of back and forth, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think this is going to be fun to want to watch. These are some good matches. So obviously we're going to see the dive being rolled out both sides again, except for Power Naps are opting for a Lucio with their dive.
Not against it. Not against it. So yeah, kind of a dive, and instead of the Genji, maybe even a Fist, LT Doge playing onto that Widowmaker again. Cannot call that a bad decision, Ethereal.
So the idea with a Lucio playing with dive is that you can get your tanks in quicker without them having to use their cooldowns until they need to get out. Well, let's see if they utilize that here. And obviously the Megs rolling out on... let's see if they switch that. Are they going to run the Winston Orisa?
Okay.
No. Okay. I was like...
I was gonna give him a full. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how this pays off for him. But they see the light cat going on over to that Zenyatta Discord over. So now we see over like on the box as we're talking about this crowd favorite. Terry here, his opposing on this one. Now we see defense dropping on down here. Fancy Button and company, Fancy Bunny and company, trying to push this one along. But that team has actually gotten pretty far down. Trash Panda falling to a well-placed LT Go shot. Offense backing on up for a second.
Oh man, and they got to pick on the Widow. And with Meg having the spawn advantage here, that's going to be huge.
I think that, yeah, that initial pick there was really good by the side of Gino. I don't think LT Doge should be back quite yet. They are looking at a lot of ultimates, though, on the side of defense. Nano boost, indeed. Cat falling LT. Magic Cat trying to get the damage on over. Offense might be coming back. They did take the main. They take down main tank. Rich Hobo also down as a main source of damage. Is Lordo Flowless. What a name. What a name. Big anti now though.
One issue I'm seeing for the Power Naps so far is they are fighting very split, and you'll see them switching off over to the Sombra, opting out of the Widow. And we have a little brawl here on point. And the beat comes out from Ping Central.
Yeah, well done there. Little res down
and the res off. That's a good res.
Oh, well
and a bomb coming out.
We're doing finding. Yeah, we have ults.
The ult's coming out.
Here.
Oh my god.
Another self-destruct.
Left and right.
There, mostly going to be for a VMech core Wiki Tricks. The damage just comes flowing onto Lord. He's really by himself, and now the Mercy has found out. Gino over in the side trying to find some there, but LT Doge
And
has
oh
the
my goodness!
That is insane. 1 meter away, offense has been rebuked for now.
And they held them. What I'm seeing in these fights is, I think the reason why they're lasting so long is that these ults are flying out left and right, and there seems to be an issue with target focus maybe. There's a lot of brawling going on. They're taking a lot of 1v1s with each other.
A lot of 1v, yeah, kind of like you were saying, splitting, kind of playing spread apart, right?
Yeah, that's one issue at this rank that you'll see a lot is the target focus. So yeah, these fights are, man, they're exciting to watch though.
They're long, yeah, right? There's a lot of action in them, cast, everything. So Hack coming on in here, Team Magic Cat, we're not going to see that blade pulled by him quite yet. 55 seconds to go. This offense kind of needs to get together and just push and take one pick, and that'll be it. Now we see the transition.
Magic Cat coming out with the blade, and he's hacked.
Oh no, the Hack is really gonna. Oh no!
Oh, and he got to. He got to.
I said that was. I thought I was about to say that was gonna, really affect his. Oh,
apparently not.
Yeah, no sir. Gino finding another big one with the assistance of his Zenyatta, of his Mercy. Fancy Bunny getting one of his own. This offense has hit their stride.
I believe Magic Cat just got hacked 2 times in a row, and they're pushing in hard. My goodness, they're taking all the ground that they can get. But they are having one man on cart with the Zenyatta, so that cart's going to be pushing pretty slow. So they're going to have to take a lot of fights up here with this aggressive position that they're taking.
Yeah, Gino up top with the Widowmaker. I can't say that's a bad decision. 2 minutes 30. And they're really playing that door. Now Primal coming on out here for ECB. There's the
And
hack.
here it comes up.
Struct.
Oh my goodness, and it finds to the Genji and the D.Va both dropping to the bomb.
Central is going to be the only one falling for the side of the Power Naps. They do not have a Mercy. But that's not going to matter. Offense going on back to spawn room.
I think the Megs are doing a great job with taking this aggression. I believe they gave him a little too much ground when they were trying to hold him at that door. If you're going to hold him at that door, you need to be sure about that.
Sure indeed. Sure indeed. I mean, these big choke points really do just, they decide so many team fights, right?
So ACB is switching off to the Reinhardt for this point. I'm not sure about this pick, so we'll have to see how this plays out.
1 minute 30 seconds, and now we see there's really not a whole lot of ultimates from the side of Power Naps. They have their support ultimates so they can defend, but they are an offense.
They do have a nano boost.
Get something going here. Magic Cat does get LT Doge down. Rich Hoba, that's their damage. Here it comes.
Here comes the nano on the right.
The nano.
And here comes the bomb.
Attempt to salvage this one out.
And it got someone.
Dying from a well-placed self-destruct. This team fighting out. Now here comes the blade from Magic Cat. We've seen a lot of action from him so far tonight. His pink team throw does fall. Goyos is switching on over to that Moira. Try and get this back here. LT Doge just trying to stall this out. They have the D.Va as well, but that's not going to last. Goyos is now here, but that's to lead it down. Well-placed punch. Oh, actually, ACB
He's coming
back,
on.
that's not gonna
Oh
last
my
very
goodness.
long.
And so the Megs take it.
Yep, Megs take it here. Wow, yeah. So that's actually 2 up here in this map to 4. Let's watch this little play of the game action.
Now, Magic Cat's Genji has been huge for the Megs. They have been putting in so much work. But one issue I am seeing for Power Naps is that it seems that they don't know when to use their defensive ults. As you saw earlier, there was an issue with the trans coming out for the Genji Blade. They used it too early, or that you saw a barrier coming out at the wrong time. Like, it could have saved their Ana, and they could have kept her in the fight. The Ana dropped to the bomb, and then they beat it. So you never know. That's something they need to work on.
I can dig it. I can dig it. Just subjectively, just objectively calling it. I mean, and because again, it's the Zen pulled ult to try and keep one person up. We mentioned a little bit earlier in the cast. So it's like literally the idea of, do I keep one person up? Do I keep, or do I save it? Because we know the Genji Blade is coming.
And I could have saw their issue with that. I can't remember or not if their Winston was low, but I do know that he didn't have Primal, so that might have been their motive for that move. But it's all situational. You never know. I'm sure it's something they'll go over in VODs.
Let's Overwatch for you. Let's Overwatch for you. We are going to take a quick break, guys. We get you guys right back to the action. It's halftime between the Power Naps and the Megs. Megs up 2-0. In close matches so far. Tune back in. Be with you guys in just a minute. And we are back with the Owlet Community Tournament here between the Megs and Power Naps. FBI Tugboat here, Ethereal casting along. We're going into Hanamura with Megs up 2-0.
So we're going to be seeing a 2 CP map here. I'm going to assume we're probably going to be seeing goats being run out. Maybe seeing a Widow.
Well, we saw a lot of Widow play on the last, right? LT
Yeah.
Doge and Gino kind of out here finding, clicking heads left and right. Would not be surprised if we saw it again, but the goats is a safe go-to, right?
It always is. When in doubt, goats it out.
Goats it out, yes sir, yes sir. I'll be interested to see who plays offensive first. We have seen a lot of switches though, right? I don't think any of these games so far, for example, we've seen just goats throughout the entire time, right?
Yeah. Each map on each round, there's been different things being played, like on the King of the Hill map. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing as what they do here.
They've got with Sombra too. They've got a solid match hero pool, I guess here. With everybody played so far.
Yeah, we definitely say both teams do not have a limited hero pool. That's for sure.
Absolutely not. Hanamura, 2CP. Everybody's got an opinion on it. What's yours here, Ethereal?
It's 2CP, man. 2CP sucks.
Exactly. I knew he was a man of the people. 10CP or SilentMarine, or Hanamura or
we'll say
like Volskaya and all that stuff. I feel you, man. I really do not like 2CP that much either.
I will say Hanamura is the hardest 2CP map on to just snowball into second point. It really is.
I think a lot of people's problem with Hanamura is that for characters that don't have movement abilities, there's like a 3-meter wide choke point that you have to go through. Everything else has something else there. Even Volskaya opens up a lot more, right?
Yeah. On Volskaya, sometimes you might be seeing Slambions being rolled out where it's 4 tanks, 2 supports. It looks like the Megs are going to be opting for the Zen Goats, as we saw earlier. They're very strong on, and while Power Nat's going to be looking for the Mei wall. So when you choose the running Mei on defense here, you don't want to be spamming any icicles through choke. You kind of want to be sitting back and not let them know that you have a Mei. So you're going to have to be watching for these walls here.
Rich Hobo definitely able to do it. We saw him on the Tracer earlier. Might be a little bit of similarity here with tracking. Who knows? Rich Hobo again, like you said, just
taking the time and the wall. Big timing on the wall. Oh my goodness.
Big charge. Wiki taking out his counterpart here as Cat also falls to his counterpart. Pink Central taking out the opposing Zenyatta's. We got a lot of brawling going on to point. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Wiki trying to find another nasty charge. Not going to happen today. Pink Central falling with Trash Panda. Also does these teams again fighting a little bit close here. Zarya on Zarya as ACB wins that one. 3 minutes 17. Oh! Wiki just barely misses the charge.
And so Power Naps is able to hold them here as the Diva opts to just jump off the map, which is the best move,
Yeah, smart thing to do. This defensive team is full. No, they're waiting on a Zenyatta to come back.
And the Diva, you're going to need to see a wall coming out here, but if you're the attacking team going into this, your Diva is the one that needs to be baiting out the wall. So let's see if they do that here, or if they just opt to speed on through. Now the Diva does it, and oh my goodness, that's so much damage. They had the right idea, but could not execute. They're going to have to regroup.
LT Doge, right? Just fan the hammer on him, shows him the punishment.
Big right click.
Yeah. Starting off with that flashbang right behind him. So the Diva can only respond one of the 2 stuns between the freeze or the flashbang, right?
There's so much CC coming out of them. That's obnoxious to play into.
Lots of ultimates on board soon as well, as both tanks are going to have theirs. We're going to see a Transcendence soon. Koyasa already has that nano boost up. Here's the charge.
And the wall. All right, and they cut off the Zen.
Yeah, that might prove really good here. Magic Cat getting low. Trash Panda equally. Nice little bubble on it there as Magic Cat does fall. We saw this offensive team pull no ultimates so far.
And the Power Naps are going to be able to hold them again, despite the kind of shoddy Mei walls coming out here. I'm a little confused by that.
Maybe getting the Zenyatta off on the last might have done it. Getting
without denying the discords and heals.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
So they're
Rally's
using
coming
Rally
down.
to engage.
Yeah, a solid
And
move.
Wiki's coming back a little late. He got back though.
He's back in the party. He's got an invitation.
And
Big
the shot
shatter.
come out. Nice block.
Loosely getting blocked off, as you said. Grab coming
And
down.
here
Then
comes
Fancy
Cryo.
Bunny. Oh my. that is nasty. That is
They just
nasty.
wiped.
You know what?
Despite
I would
the
not be
cryo.
surprised if Cat just got the Zenyatta like unlock thing. That's like get what four rapid Discord, get 4 Discord kills because he was
The achievement,
every
yeah.
single one of those. That was beautiful. Picture
There's
perfect.
something
Overwatch.
weird coming here. They're opting for the Sim Bastion strat, which can work quite well.
Yeah,
But needs to be coordinated.
Yeah, you know, the whole teleport over the side, keep Rich over on the Bastion away, keep the damage pouring out. There's a lot of long sidelines, right?
When you're running this, you'd like to have a Mercy though. The damage boost for the Bastion. But they do have a Nano, so let's see how they use that.
Yeah, the Discord orbs as well too. It looks like this team is opting to push down bottom. They're gonna get
They're rethinking their push, and they're gonna run into a bunch of Sim turrets. They got past them.
Yeah, you hate
They're
to
still-
see it, literally.
Widdick.
Now back here, they're up to close the first tick. That Diva doing exactly what
And the Megs are doing a good job of fighting
You know, with
underneath the Bastion.
timing all day long. Wiki Tricks does fall there. Rich Over getting the picks. There's not gonna be enough. This defense needs to get down there. They're there,
My
but it's
goodness.
not gonna be in time.
They're coming out with it. They're stalling. Let's see how long they can keep it up though. That will be all.
Taken out by a truck, just charging in here, slamming against the wall.
They really
Good take
needed to
there.
teleport to the other high ground. The reason why that push worked out so well for the Megs is that they did it brilliantly. That they pushed in and shoved to the left. Now they have that present underneath, and when you do that, the Power Naps are going to be thinking like, oh, I need to do something. But you're not in their line of sight, so that forced them off the high ground and to fight them where the Megs wanted to fight.
Well, it looked like, I mean, you said it perfectly. It looked like after they were forced to come down, too, there was not, like, you know, target prioritization. They didn't know
Not at all.
who they're going after, you know? And that just left to, you know, the snowball effect, man. Getting a couple people picked, and offensive taken all the way in there. 4 minutes to go is a long time, too.
That was well played by the Megs right there. I like the idea that the Power Naps had, but they needed to teleport to the other high ground. That's how that strat works.
That was the promised land. Didn't make it there. Maybe just, you know, teleport might have been on cooldown. Who knows?
So we'll be seeing the 3-2-1. No, we'll be seeing Snoats coming out of the Megs. They'll be opting for Snow Goats, while
I love it. Yep. Yeah.
we'll be seeing a Widow for Power Naps. Ryan Zarya, it's a little bit of a death ball. 3-2-1 as well.
There's the Lucio now. That's interesting.
They'll be swapping off for traditional
Yeah,
goats.
okay.
Never mind. They'll be
I was gonna say-
playing Ana goats.
LT Doge on the Widow, shown prowess all day, but may not have been, you know, as cohesive to that composition.
I'm a big Ana fan. I like Ana, but Ana and goats is not exactly the meta anymore. Zen being the preferable one. And the only time you'd run Moira is if the enemy team has a Pharah to heal that chip damage. So let's see how this one plays out. If they can land a big ante.
Yeah, Riley's sitting on back with the same strategy. There's the they have
And the
two.
wall comes out, and
They
man,
did
that was a
too.
great wall. They're gonna get a pick on the right,
Oh.
the right try. Oh my goodness!
Right all the way back. Fancy getting super low, but Koyaza is gonna be there. That was very close. That was very close.
So they're able to hold. They need to be careful here that they don't get staggered. All right, so it seems like no one else is gonna drop. The Diva did get demeched. Lucio getting picked for the Megs. All right, and LT Doge did the right move and just getting killed there.
You know, the defense setting on back up here. Riley now pouring those shots on. They do know that this May is here. They're really just gonna try and you know, get that ping central speed boost all the way through, right? Get a full 6 through.
Exactly. They're going to need to bait out that May wall, and like I talked about before, that it's going to be the Diva's job to get through and hope to God they don't get CC'd to death.
Diva's
I
up,
see
and
the
now
May
Diva's
already
back.
the wall perfect. They need to go now. They need to take aggression now. But they're already getting ECV's already getting picked.
Big boop, and there's the
massive
shatter.
huge anti.
Oh,
Brig is anti. They need to get on her now.
perfect.
That
Perfect
was
timing
perfectly
there.
executed.
That was perfect. Absolutely. Wow. Wiki Tricks
That was a massive
taking
ante.
advantage of the boop from Gino getting behind, and then countering the trans with the anti-grenade. Beautifully done. Beautifully done.
It's a great shatter. It's like they forgot where the Reinhardt is at. That great flank shatter.
Oh, actually, we still see a little stall here. This defense doing
A stall.
Good job.
They
Ooh, the grab
and they are able to force out a grab
Big
here.
charge. Oh, that's not going to bode well.
And a
Fancy
shatter
does
coming
get
out,
the
finding the
shatter.
Rhine.
Oh,
That was messy.
Used
That was a
both
messy
grab and the shatter there at the end. That I'm not sure how that one's gonna work out.
Well, let's see here. Well, the Power Naps are going to have a huge ult advantage rolling into second point here, which is fantastic. They were able to bait out both grab and shatter,
Yeah.
but they will have cryo and rally.
They got time off for it, but I'm not sure if that was worth it, Ethereal. I am not sure if that was worth it.
It definitely was not worth it. They're going to be at a huge ult disadvantage here on defense.
And yeah, I thought they might have just gone charging down with the assistance of that Pink Central speed boost, but it looks like they're kind of just taking their time. They have time to do so, right? Time to 7 o'clock.
Knowing that May's up there, this is not the route you want to be going. And the Rhine got in, and oh, the Brig got in. She got picked. They need to regroup. They need to regroup now or die.
They really want to take this with more time than 3 minutes 54. That is the time clock they are shooting for, as Wikitrix does fall.
Doable. They need to get out now, though, while they can.
Yeah, they need to use that speed boost, just come all the way back, worry about healing when they get back. 4 minutes 50 on the clock right there.
Their best bet with that May up there is a go down main, or you can go down main, drop to the left side, and do a hook all the way around the left side and come on a point. But going that top right against that May is very difficult.
Yeah, they want to avoid choke points, really, right? Anything to get walled off quickly. Charge coming in!
And they already got walled off, and the Ryan's going to go off the map, and here comes a self-destruct.
Wiki tried to get the shatter down and got charged in the middle of it. We're now looking at about 50% here, as Riley is the only one stalling. They get another barrier cover percentage as Rich Hobo just gets deleted down. Cat actually got, I think got a little bit of assistance there. 4 minutes to go. Offense playing off the back, but his ACB does get taken out. They're going to have to redo this one. They're not going to be able to take with more time.
I gotta say it now, Riley's walls have just been, just poggers. Those walls have been so clutch.
Yep.
I think Power Naps needs to rethink about what they're doing to go against that. They really need to utilize that Diva to bait out those walls, as that's their only chance, because Riley's not missing any walls here.
Yeah, LT Doge did a great job of baiting out the one earlier, and what do we see?
Fantastic
That set up an entire first point capture. Great bait, but like you said, Riley has been on point with this.
Here comes another wall, splitting them off. Let's see. I think
Boost down.
and a Rancy onto the Brig. Ult's coming out.
Just in time, and now there's
Oh my goodness!
big charge, and now we see
Need to
this
beat.
one ult
Oh
into
wow!
Rich Hobo falling now, forcing out the trans from Cat. It looks like Wiki is gonna fall there. They don't need any more ultimates. They don't have any on the
And the
board.
Megs are holding on still.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In a situation like that, being on Lucio, you need to be all tracking, and you need to know that they do have cryo, and you want to be sitting back so you don't get caught in that, so you can beat and help your team survive throughout that fight.
Interesting. It is not frequent here, Ethereal, that we see multiple minutes left on the clock and not a single ultimate on board. Rich Hobo now switching on over to the Junkrat.
Do you have a shatter coming up for Wiki here?
Yeah, soon. That really is only one swipe territory. Yeah.
Oh, he'll have it before he gets back in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. LT Doge and the spammy Junkrat, I can definitely see that helping with their push through this side tunnel. There's a little positioning here.
For 2-2-2, and Koyaza already getting picked. So the Megs are going to hold on to it here, as they already got the pick on the Ana. And this is really just feeding their ultimates, the Megs' ultimates at this point.
Riley got a nasty shot over the side of his opposing Lucio to take out his target. That Zarya just I just switched to that camera just in time. That was a great shot.
That Zarya's got grabbed.
Defense
Them pushing in like that, you think they would have learned their lesson right now by running into that May over and over again. But sometimes, you can't help it. You get in there, you tunnel vision, you just kind of run into a wall over and over again. In this case, it's May's wall.
Yeah, we've all been there before. I think the Junkrat was what they were trying to utilize down bottom. There's the
wall coming out, splitting off the Ana and the Zarya. And here comes a grab coming out.
Oh, Shatter mostly blocked off here. Wiki trying to find one. Oh, does get a nasty charge, and that's what's
going inside of Power Naps.
There's the Gyre coming out. Gonna try and find. Big Shatter on the Wiki here is opposing charge as well. That Nano Boost not gonna be enough. 1 minute to go.
The Megs held them again. I thought for sure after they got those huge picks, they might have blown a held on, like take it, but the Megs just dominated right there.
Oh.
That May has been huge for him, and they are staggering this Ana. They are staggering this Ana. It's awful when you're that person.
Yeah. Okay. So got an anti at the end. But yeah, with Goyoza way over to the side, not able to get around people or to the outside to jump off. That's nasty. You're gonna be a
body blocking
for that one.
All right, here they come. They're regrouped, and let's see what they're going to go down main again. They really need to bait out that May wall, but they don't have the Diva anymore for this.
They do have the Reaper. That might be it. Oh no, they got everybody except for Zarya again trying to get a.
And Wiki getting picked immediately.
Get taken out there. Discord Herb on the top of a charge is gonna make for a bad day. Picks coming on out here as Gino does fall ACP as well, so these teams will be fighting. And
the Megs are pulling out ahead in this one again. And here comes a Cryo, just do.
Not gonna happen. Yeah, Cryo just for the style points on that. Megs taking it 3-0 in this one. We'll see a map for here for points and everything else.
Play of the game.
It just seemed that Power Naps weren't able to solve that May wall issue that they kept running into. That was definitely the winning factor for them. Riley had some massive May walls there.
that was some of the fastest kills I think I've ever seen on Hanamura Pointe. Those swipes, I think he got like a kill per swipe, and that's a pretty damn good average.
So let's see what the next map here is. See if we'll see that May come out again.
What have we not seen? Yeah, I was gonna say we haven't seen any little hybrid action.
So we have a hybrid here with Numbani. Numbani's an interesting map, and that you never know what you're going to see on first point defense. Like you could be, maybe we'll see that we'll see that Sim Bastion strat pulled out again because it is very, very useful here on this map. Those opposing high grounds are quite useful when you're running that Sim Bastion for teleporting back and forth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Said it best. And I mean, plus Numbani has so much wraparound, capabilities, right? There's that long hallway over the side. And, I mean, we saw this offense really, show a preference for that closed indoor fighting.
Exactly. It's quite. I'm thinking. So we have Lord of Lollies being swapped in for Riley.
Lord of Lollies. I was saying.
Lord of Lollies.
I was saying that Lord Awfulest or something like that earlier. Oh my god.
And Lord of Lollies is a Diva player, so there's going to be an off-tank being swapped in for Riley.
Yeah, we've seen Lord of Lollies a little bit in here. Riley, again, was, stats on Reinhardt, playing the Lucio and the Goats comp. It's going to go back and forth here.
I'm curious as to if we'll see any Pharah again, as both teams early on like to run to a lot of Pharah.
Read my mind there, Ethereal. Read my mind. Pharmacy off the rip is never a bad decision. And plus, at the end of the day, if what's going on down bottom doesn't work, you still have a Valk and a Barrage, or you can just switch. It's the beauty of Overwatch.
Exactly. This game's all about counter-picking. Constantly switching.
Constantly switching. Not necessarily about the picks, not necessarily about the ults. It's all about that time, counter-picking, making sure, the opposing members who are popping off don't have the same effect. Numbani action. Numbani.
And honestly, at this rank, a big thing that's going to win your fights isn't even a matter of like counter picking it, but it's a matter of target focus and communication. If you can get your team together and you can focus on targets at the right time, that's what's going to win your fights, honestly.
Yeah, scream at them, monkey one, monkey one, monkey one.
Dude, I love them. I love those comms. Those are great.
It works after a couple hundred times. And then it just feels so good. No, but the communications Overwatch, not always the most ordered thing. Might be a little bit chaotic. I think this might be the first time we see an Ashe on here tonight.
So are we going to be seeing triple tank dive coming out for the attack from the Power Naps? That's going to be an interesting one, especially with the Far Mercy, because there's not going to be a whole lot of healing on the ground for your tanks. So you're going to have to hope they can use their maneuverability to get out of fights without taking too much damage, especially with only Lucio heals on the ground.
Lucio heals down bottom. You know, if Gino was a Soldier 76 with the with that healing pad, maybe a little bit of a different story. But Trash Pain is really going to have to be on the ball. You know, there you go. There's the pun. This Lucio's really gonna have to be on the ball to get the healing off to the other tanks down bottom and whatnot.
Alright, so they will be running the triple tank dive. Both teams opting for the Far Mercy.
Yeah,
This one plays out.
Yeah, I think Wikitrix is gonna be focused on trying to get the speed in there, not necessarily the healing. You know, not at all really. It's just gonna be
exactly.
Goes up top, speeding these big old tanks, and now up top here, shots coming in. Magic Cat has his target. Oh, no fly zone.
And they're going to be wrapping around the backside of point. Yeah, going through that stairwell is not a good idea against Far, even if they have a Junkrat. You want to utilize the ceiling of the map. Alright, and they're pushing in.
These guys, there you go, yeah. We see the Megs flowing in like... Trying to keep this up. Oh, a punch up top. That sucks. 3 minutes to go. Offense up here, but without...
And the direct coming out from Rich Hobo on a Magic Cat.
Yeah, you do love to see that up top. Oh, Gino taking out of this one. Oh, actually, Cat has fallen. That's the main support. Defense, this offense might want to get in this really, really fast.
Alright, well, looks like they were able to hold them on first point so far.
Yeah, burn a minute and some change off the clock.
Yeah, when you're running LC Doge, okay, he went ahead. All right.
Yeah,
see the minefield's coming out.
Decently placed minefield is trash now. Forcing Bob that sound barrier almost.
Bob's coming out. Found a pick on Rich Hobo.
Self-destruct takes out this Tracer. Damage capability is going to be taken.
And Barrage fly over Magic Cat. He gets picked.
The Magic Cat with the awareness taking out this Mercy. You might get a res, but you ain't gonna live through it. Defense holding 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like LT Doge kind of went ahead of his team there in that dive, and that's an issue when you're running triple tank. You need a lot of communication with your dive targets. A little ahead there on that one.
Yeah, the pile driver was very well placed, but like you said, without 2 other tanks there, there's only so much value it can provide.
So they have the right idea now. They're coming down main with the dive.
They did get the res outs. We're seeing a full team 6 on offense coming in. LT Doge trying to find one, self-destruct!
And oh my goodness, Ping Central with the 2.
Ping Central again making this kill Central. Both supports the leader on down. This is not gonna last too long without speed booster. Heals getting very aggressive with it. Now 2 on point. They're coming up to about first tick here. Now 50%.
This
see
appears
a lot of
to
pressure on
be
the side.
Power Maps capping first point. Here comes Magic Cat. Oh, and they're going back for a recontest.
Getting very low.
Oh
Gino
my
finds
goodness.
a nasty headshot.
Oh
Finds the
my.
Tracer, puts 1 in her head, and this offense is done. Sitting on back. They have 1 minute to go.
And the DPS for the Megs are just putting on a showcase here. As Gino came back and got those 2 crucial picks, and the Far came up and came back and was just cleanup at that point. Yeah, I'm seeing an issue here for the Power Naps in that they really need to start diving the same targets. There seems to be a little bit of a disconnect between the Hammond and the Winston and Diva.
They look like, yeah, they look like, yeah,
Here comes Bob out.
defense matrix up there.
And Geno Sage is completely getting rid of the Diva with Bob. And Magic Cat's just putting in work right now in the Far. Here comes another barrage. And Magic Cat survives through that one with the help of the defense matrix from Lord of Lollies.
Getting very low here, yeah. A lot of members now for the Power Naps. Trash Panda finds another one. LT Doge done.
LT Doge just trying to
self-destruct.
ring around the rosy.
Not gonna be.
And that's going to be a full hold.
Yep. They did get 2 ticks there, so the possibility of a win is still there. But that is going to be a tall order.
I'll tell you what, Magic Cats has been huge tonight for the Megs. They have been putting in so much work, whether it's on the Genji or the Pharah.
Initiating match.
And Gino, coming out on this map and really putting on a showcase with Ashe. I am very impressed. And I guess that's why they're second seed. I believe we'll probably be seeing a bit of dive from both sides again.
It's Overwatch, right? I'm sorry, what did you say? Can you hear me?
You were cutting out a little bit. That's why I kind of took over.
Oh, no, you're good.
All right.
Can you guys hear me a little better now?
Yeah. All right,
Okay,
interesting one.
Cool.
Power naps rolling out on the hog.
Kind of like you were saying, Gino really.
Good.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that. I'm not sure why I'm. Gino, like you said, flexing, right?
All right, so we're gonna see the deep. I don't know. It's up to Tug.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Okay, so,
Objective A.
huh? All right, looks like I'm solo casting now. Are we still live?
Hey, I'm back in.
I have no
Can
idea.
you hear me now?
Yeah, your internet's just... And we're back. And we'll be seeing the Orisa Hog come in on defense. What do you think about this?
Rissa Hog on defense. I do love me a little pulled torque. Not sure. If
And the Hog is going to get sectioned out.
Yeah, like that CC. That CC.
Singled.
ACB
Oh
by
my
himself.
goodness.
Oof.
Dropping immediately. Everyone getting booped off the high ground. McCree's up in this court. Oh my gosh, a ragdoll.
Not gonna matter for very long. They're about one tick to halfway where they need. Magic Hat with the damage. They have Mercy damage boost on top. Koyos are getting very low, trying to keep this up, but gets found out there. Orisa, and now Hog, you're it. ACB with that deletion. I'm not sure if there's gonna be anybody else back from this team who's gonna be able to get their wiki tricks.
And the Megs just dominated that round. An issue with a comp like that is when you're running the Orisa and you need a, when you're trying to hold high ground, you want a diva for that contest. She can drop down and she can boost back up, and then your Orisa can follow up. But right there, the Hog was on the opposing high ground to begin with, and he immediately got dove on, as was the right move. They saw him out of position, and it was just game over after that.
Yeah, you said it best.
And Magic Cat, oh my goodness.
Diva's just so good in so many situations, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It really is.
In this game, Magic Cat just really came through for the Megs.
Yeah, I mean, he played fair a couple different times. That towards the end, he set up multiple different kills, as we just saw on the play. You know, it wasn't a whole lot of time to make the play of the game, but he still got multiple kills in that short time. Tracking just on point. It's very on point. Love to see
Very on point. Yeah, big shout out to Magic Cat. They really put on a show there.
100%. So the Megs, after just kind of warming up a little bit, first game, are going to take this actually 4-0 against the Power Naps. Any particular shout outs here? Any players you really stood out? We just talked about Magic Cat a little bit, but anybody else?
Yeah, Magic Cat for sure. And I want to give a shout out to Riley. On Hanamura, those walls were so clutch and so like just vital to the success of their comp. So big shout out to Riley as well.
You know, Lieutenant Doge on the other side for the Power Naps. That Widowmaker plays, Watchpoint Gibraltar left and right, starting multiple team fights with headshots. It's a great position to be in, starting any team fight 5-6, right?
Yeah, LT Doge, yeah, they were really doing a great job on the Widow as they were getting full use out of it, and yeah, they were winning the Widow duels every single time. So yeah, they did a great job as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wiki Tricks, I think we saw that on multiple heroes as well. A little shout out to them. But yeah, unless you got anything else here from the Ethereal?
I think that's all.
All right, at least it reaches the end of our cast here. It's been super fun. Again, I am FBI Tugboat, Ethereal Hero Cast, and with me, this has been the Owlet community tournament between the Megs and the Power Naps. Down there in Producer's Box, SilentMarine producing away, making our job just so much easier. We'll have a lot more Owlet Overwatch action for you guys in the coming days. Just stay tuned, watch away.